Hey there, I'm Fat Christian, as known on World of Tanks, Walt Mackenzie, on some other games, but you can call me Christian. And I'm the second half of the channel Wale Donger, and this is our second video. So today I wanted to make a tank review of one of my favorite vehicles in this game, and a very underrated Tier 7 heavy, the Black Prince. This vehicle is so fun to play. I don't even do very well in it in-game, yet somehow I have a 60% win rate. I don't know. Well, I have a 60% win rate with this tank. And I don't even do that well with it. But it's so fun to play. And I want to give you the gift of knowing how awesome this tank is. The reason I chose this tank is because I noticed that a lot of times at the beginning of the game, people say, or question, hey, is the Black Prince worth it? And I respond, obviously, with, yes, please take it, as I smash vigorously on my keyboard. Get the Black Prince, if you like what you hear, and like what you see during this video. So basically, this tank is an incredibly, well, not incredibly slow. This tank is a slow tank with incredibly good armor and a very strong gun. But before we go over the tank itself, let's look over the tree. So here's the thing. The Black Prince is on the British heavy line. It's after... Now, this is the line that I took to get to the British heavy line. This was a mistake. Do not take this line. I don't like this line at all. I didn't have very much fun with it. I hated the Cruiser 1. I hated the Cruiser 2. Valentine was... meh. It wasn't good. I didn't like it. This line is the one you want to take. The other half of this channel, my friend Kyle, is the one who took this line. He's currently on the Matilda... No, he's on the Churchill 1 right now. The Matilda, he says, is a ton of fun, and he's demanded that I get it. But, meh. Not now. I'm busy grinding other things. But this is the line you want to take. Just medium 2, medium 3, Matilda. And then you get this awesome Tier 5 heavy. This, in my opinion, is probably up there, tied with the KV-1 for epicness at Tier 5. The only reason the KV-1 would kind of win is because it's faster. But this tank is awesome. Has an epic gun for Tier 5. Well, I mean, it's alright. It's really good for Tier 5. Epic armor. Great tank. Very slow, though. Then you get this tank, and I did not like this tank a lot, even though it's very good. It's got really good armor. It's got a great gun. Poor speed with its only 350 horsepower engine. It's a good tank. It's just not the best. Its speed seems to impair it. And then there's the Black Prince. And this tank is just so much fun. Let me just tell you something about this tank. It's really awesome, the stock grind, because this gun is good on it. The Black Prince comes with its fully upgraded turret. For me, it started with the really good engine. Well, not the really good engine, the top engine. But I'll get the engine in a second. So the fastest way I can describe this tank is a faster TOG 2 with good armor that's at Tier 7. And that's literally what it is. It is a TOG 2 that is faster, has incredible armor, and is at Tier 7. The biggest negative about this tank is that it can get Tier 9 matchmaking. And that is something that is frightening. Because this tank does not do very well in Tier 9 matches. I'm throwing that one out there. That's probably the worst part about this tank, getting in a Tier 9 match. But the reason I think this tank is so good is because it's so reliable. Because its armor works at Tier 8, a little bit at Tier 9, and especially at Tier 7. This tank is a beast at side scraping with the 95mm of side armor. Basically, you can set up at around this angle. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on who you're against. But this side has these little, I guess, track guards that become challenging to penetrate. Trust me, they make it harder to penetrate this entire thing. It counts as spaced armor, and then the tracks, and then the actual side armor. So it is quite a challenge to penetrate this tank, unless you have 200 millimeters of penetration and you're at this angle. Well, probably this angle with 200 millimeters penetration, but you understand. So the only big problem, the only glaring problem that is with this tank, is its slow speed. And it stems from this. The Rolls-Royce Meteor. This is the engine that powers the Cromwell. This engine powers a Tier 6 medium tank that weighs 24 tons. And it's also expected to power this Tier 7 heavy tank that weighs 50 tons. It is a slow tank. It is a very slow tank. 20 kilometers per hour, you don't really have trouble staying at that top speed. Getting there doesn't take too long, but you don't go very fast once you're there. That's the only real problem with this tank. Alright, so now I'm going to show you an awesome game I had earlier that got me 9,000 experience. Alright. Okay. So, I chose this game not only because I did exceptionally well for the tier, but because I felt like it showed off a lot of the strengths and weaknesses of this tank. Not necessarily showed off the armor very well, but it showed off where the armor does not do very well. And that is against the Tiger. And in some cases the T-29, depending on how well you're angled. The Tiger just wrecks you. Try not to mess with the Tiger unless you can get really close, as you'll see in this video. But I chose this because I thought it was a good game. I mean, it was tier 8, and I did well, so I'll take it. Usually this tank does not do exceptionally well. Well, no, it usually doesn't do this well at tier 8, just because it's penetration. And there are some pretty scary tanks in the enemy team. So there's that. But, you know, whatever. So right over there is an IS-3. And when I saw that tank, I shot a brick. I was dying inside. I was like, alright, is there any shots I can take over there? I checked, there was none. So I'm like, alright, gotta put on the big boy pants, gotta angle my armor, gotta take some shots. And load APCR to penetrate this guy. That was a terrible shot. Don't take that. Don't ever take one of those shots. You're not gonna pen. And right here it showed how fast I reloaded and penned very accurately. Lucky shot. Now he backs up. He knows there's not much good that can happen for him over here. I look over here, see a T-32 in danger, and I'm like, I'll take that cheeky damage. So this flank is doing very well. There's some TDs still up around the 9 line. I was gonna chase after that IS-3, but I made the smart decision to not. Because I was never gonna catch him. He was much faster than me, and those tanks are gonna get there first. So I do a very smart thing. I flank in a Black Prince. You're not gonna get very many options to do that. This game isn't totally good, because I don't get a chance to show you how strong the side scraping is, but just trust me, it side scrapes well, so if you have a chance to do it, do it. And right here, I'm about to ruin this poor KV-1S's day. Right through the front, right through the side. Oh, that was cute. Bouncing your cute little 122. This is just an awesome replay just for this. Just this poor KV-1S. Try to retrack him here. Does not work. But this guy has no interest in using a repair kit, so I'm just going to keep going ham on him. And he's out. So now I get to flank and show you... Well, I already showed you how good the rate of fire on this thing is. Now I get to show you it again but also show you just a good flanking maneuver that that you rarely never get the chance to do when you're in a tank this slow. Alright, look at this. Terrible shot. Well, unlucky. Usually this tank is pretty good at firing on the move. Look at that rate of fire. That was a bad shot again. I'm trying to take advantage of this guy. I can easily pen him because the hull of his tank is awful, but he's smartly using this guy's cover. Take out his tracks, and now I can just destroy him. I get a bunch of assistant damage. This is another good thing about this tank. Okay, right here. This was a scary point, because this tank I know can pen me. I'm trying to angle, not angling enough. You see, this isn't enough an angle. And right here, I decide, all right, I'm not gonna let him just pen me over and over again. So I pull up to him, and here we go. When the enemy can't aim low enough to hit your hull, and they're this close, ooh, kill him. Look at, I'm just grinding through his weak hull armor. This would have been this would have been much harder. I would have been doing the same thing he was doing if it was a Tiger P, but this is a Tiger, and I wrecked him. And now, all that's really left is a T-71, and I am in no way going to catch up with a T-71. And the game's over. Well guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you liked the Black Prince. I had trouble getting the results screen up, so I'm just going to tell you how I did. 3,000 potential damage received, 3,000 damage dealt, even though it didn't seem like it, and a nice 9,000 XP. Of course with my times 5 XP bonus, but I'll take it. Crew skills for this thing: repairs, 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 more repairs, and repairs. And once that's done, I guess 6 cents, even though you're probably going to be always spotted in this thing, but it's still good to have. Snapshot would probably be good. Smooth ride would definitely be strong in this tank, or clutch braking. For the radio operator, I'd probably recommend extended view range, and loader. Go with, I guess after repairs is done for your second skill, Adrenaline Rush. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you want to get this tank now, because it is really good, and I hope to see more of them. Actually, it's really good. I hope I don't see more of them. But I hope if you do get one, you enjoy playing it. The actual review's over, but now I'm just making a little message. Some point soon, I'm going to be doing a review for the AMX 5100, this beautiful beast of a tank. What else? Most likely the 5916 if I have a really good game with it. And most people don't like it, so I'd like to show you it, because it's a good tank that's not really respected. The AMX 12T is on my list of things to review that I want to review, and I think that's about all I want to do in the future. Oh yes, T29 is probably going to come to this channel, and the 110 I will be doing a review on as soon as I get this gun. So I'm not going to do a review very soon. Well guys, have fun tanking, have fun grinding. Oh, and one more thing. You guys are awesome. And I forgot to mention that I'm going to be doing a Hellcat review, probably next. Just had a good game with the Hellcat the other day. But see you next time.